أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Respected Sada Sahib and all the Khudam and Itfal, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are going through the blessed month of Ramadan, and this is a month in which Allah the Almighty sends angels on the people who are fasting. And there's a hadith which says that Allah closes the doors of hell and opens the doors of heaven during this month. So this is a very special month, and during this month Allah the Almighty comes closest to the people and listens to our prayers and listens to our supplications. So this is a very important month where we can achieve reformation both of our physical body and our soul. And this is the month in which we should try and bring about change in our lives, because when we live our normal lives, we are engaged in serving ourselves, our families, and people around us, sometimes at the expense of the main purpose of our life, which is supplication to Allah the Almighty and building up our relationship with Him. So during this month we should try and understand how we can achieve that. And the best thing is that we should try and identify what weaknesses we have. And we are not perfect human beings. Each and every one of us has weaknesses. And if we try and identify what weaknesses we have and select a few of them at a time and make a sincere plan to try and bring change in our life, which will be permanent, then each year we can go towards Allah and go towards the main purpose of our creation. Now, the journey has been described in Islam is that when we are born, we are in a state where Allah has given us free will, and therefore we are in a state called Nafs-e Amara. This is where we have the freedom to do whatever we like. And if we are not consciously moving in a particular direction, then we'll go back to our natural instincts, which are those of an animal instincts. And we will go down to a very base level, and we will engage in those habits which will not take us towards the path of Allah. However, then there's a middle stage called Nafs-e-Lawama, where we consciously start to make decisions based on good and bad. And every step that we take, we think about it before we decide what we're going to do. And this is a very important stage in the development of our soul. And here we should try, and during Ramadan especially, try and evoke within us those qualities that will take us along the righteous path. And the eventual aim is that we should try and get to a stage which is called Nafs-e Mutmainna. This is a stage where you're at one with your Maker and your Creator, and you are in total supplication to Him, and you never speak ill of anyone, you never say anything bad about anyone, you only speak about good about other people. You're able to tap into the positive energies of other people, and therefore you are at peace with yourself, you're at peace with your Creator and His creation. And that is the eventual aim of all of the human beings that we wish to achieve that actual peace of mind, the actual state of mind where we are in union with our Creator. Now, today I was asked to reflect on the modern society and how it is impacting upon us and how it is impacting upon the various stages of our development. Allah the Almighty says in the Holy Quran, "Verily we send messengers with manifest signs and send down with them the book and the balance that people may act with justice. And we send down iron wherein material for violent warfare and many benefits for mankind, and that Allah may distinguish those who help Him and His Messenger without having seen Him. Surely Allah is powerful, mighty." Chapter 57, verse 26. This verse relates to the development of the modern day technology. Technology and human life cannot be separated. Society has a cyclical codependence on technology. We use technology, depend on technology on our daily lives, and our needs and demands for technology keep on rising. Human beings use technology to travel, to communicate, to learn, to do business, and to live in comfort. International communications that would span a period of weeks can now be completed in a matter of seconds by the internet and other modern communication technology. Companies like Amazon have made it so easy to access anything and everything from across the world and have it delivered right to your doorsteps. However, technology also has caused us concern. Its poor application has resulted in the pollution of environment, and it has also caused serious threat to our lives and society. Huzur Anwar Ayatollah bin Nasr Aziz has warned us about the dangers of modern technology through his speeches in the UK, Germany, Belgium, Jalsa Salanas. Huzur had constantly emphasized the dangers of modern technology, especially when it comes to the younger generations. During one of his speeches at the Lajna session addressed at the UK Jalsa Salana, Huzur spoke openly about this issue. He said that many are now so consumed by their phones, so much so that it has now become an addiction. And much like addict people are constantly glued to their phones, and in doing so further feed their addiction. Because of this, basic home life is falling apart. Children are being spoiled. When mothers call their children down for dinner, firstly, the children do not listen, but when they do come down, they will be holding their phones or some technology with them, which have games and films in them, and they're constantly watching. Some children do not focus on their education, so mothers become worrisome. Even world thinkers have openly admitted that these inventions are ruining basic family life. Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg has openly stated that he will not let his daughter open a Facebook account until at least she is 13 years of age. After the birth of his second daughter, August, Facebook founder and father of two, Mark Zuckerberg, posted an open letter to his newly born child, urging her to make time to go out and play so that you will be busy when you grow old. So I hope that you will take time to go and smell the flowers, put out all the leaves that you want in your bucket. And you can see that these creators of this new modern technology were very worried that their children would be impacted from a very early age of the addictive nature of this technology. The excessive use of modern technology is something that even the tech giants are aware. In 2007, Bill Gates, the former CEO of Microsoft, implemented a cap on screen time when his daughter started developing an unhealthy attachment to video games. He also didn't let his kids get cell phones until they turned 14. And today, the average of a child receiving their first phone is 10. Steve Jobs, who was the CEO of Apple until his death in 2012, revealed in a 2011 New York Times interview that he prohibited his kids from using newly released iPads. We limit how much technology our children use at home, Jobs told reporter Nick Bilton. In their book, Screen Schooled, educators Joe Clement and Matt Miles questioned, what is it that these wealthy tech executives know about their product that the consumer doesn't? The authors wrote, the answer, according to a growing body of evidence, is the addictive power of technology. The constant reliance on modern technology is having a major impact on general social skills. An article in the Huffington Post raised this issue and presented the question, can children these days handle spontaneous social interaction? They don't know how to handle conflict face-to-face because so many things happen through some sort of technology, said Melissa Ortega, a child psychologist at the New York Child Mind Institute. Clinically, I'm seeing in the office the high school kids who I do see will be checking their phones constantly. They will use it as an avoidance strategy. They will see if they've got a text message in the 2 minutes that they're talking to me. If machines do get smarter than humans, there could be a loss of control that could be detrimental. Whether that happens or whether certain control can be put in place remains to be seen. Last year, a British neuroscientist warned the internet may be rewiring our brains and leading to attention deficits. Attention deficit hyperaction disorder is also on Rowan's list of concerns. In addition to the possibility that children are growing up more detached from other people, as children and parents are trying more and more are attaching more and more to technology, they're detaching from each other. And we know as a species, we need to connect, Rowan said. We are really pack animals, and we need to be connected with other human beings. This is a fact from any living organism. It doesn't do well when it's on its own. Using technology can change a child's brain. An article in the Psychology Today said that the use of technology can alter the actual wiring of the brain. More than a third of the children under the age of 2 use mobile media. That number only increases at the child's age, with 95% teens, 12 to 17, spend more time online. So children who use search engines may become very good at finding information, but are never very good at remembering it. So you see, the latest research is telling us that technology, especially when we sit in front of computers and mobile phones and other screens, is actually having a harmful effect on our brains. And this will eventually mean that we have very short attention spans. And you see nowadays, sometimes children, they can only take in information in bites. And remember that this will eventually have an impact upon their lives when they have partners, when they get married. And that short attention span means that they cannot enter into proper dialogue with their partners and their friends. And therefore, they lose empathy for other people. And which is a very dangerous trend that if we don't curtail it now, it will mean that eventually we'll have children growing up who will be totally detached not only from society but from other human beings. And eventually, what type of a life will they be leading when they're totally detached from other human beings? In 2012, in fact, scientists at the Chinese Academy of Science found that the brain chemicals for people who habitually use internet and were perhaps addicted to it had abnormal connections between the nerve fibers in their brains. These changes are similar to other sort of addicts, including alcoholics. Chinese government have been implementing various schemes to reduce the internet addiction in children. There are 632 million internet users in China, and 24 million of its children are thought to be addiction. In an article in the Daily Telegraph, reports from a controversial military-side boot camp in China revealed the following regarding the students. Internet addiction leads to problems in brain similar to those deprived from heroin consumption. But generally, it is even more damaging. It destroys relationships and deteriorates the body without the person knowing. All of them have eyesight and back problems and suffer from eating disorder. In addition, we have discovered that their brain capacity is reduced by 8%. And the psychological affiliations are serious. If somebody is spending 6 hours or more on the internet, we consider them to be addicted. So you can see that there are real dangers from technology. And then there is a further very important factor that also needs to be taken into account. And the main risks to pre-adolescent and adolescents online today are the risks from each other, the risk of improper use of technology, lack of privacy, sharing too much information, or posting false information about themselves or others. These types of behavior put their privacy at risk. When internet users visit various sites, they can leave behind evidence of which sites they have visited. This collective ongoing record of one's web activity is called the digital footprint. One of the biggest threats to young people on social media sites is that their digital footprint and their future reputations. Pre-adolescents and adolescents who lack an awareness of privacy issues often post inappropriate messages, pictures, and videos without understanding what goes online stays online. As a result, future jobs or college acceptances may be put into jeopardy by inexperience and rash clicks of the mouse. Indiscriminate internet activity can also make children and teenagers easy for marketeers and fraudsters to target. So you can see that there are so many dangers with this technology that we as parents, unless we exercise control from a very early age, we will be doing enormous harm to our children for the future. Instead of allowing children to spend too much time on technology, we should get them to read books. We should get them to go outside and play in fresh air. We should get them to go and talk to other people, because sitting in front of a screen will eventually cause a lot of problems for our future generations. Now, it is very, very important that as parents, we should be aware of the damage that this can do to all future generations. However, in saying that all technology does not have benefits, it would not be a fair comment. Yes, technology has given us great advancement in medical industry, has given people the chance for better education and lifestyle, conveniencing in travel. It has given the Jamaat great platform for tabligh. But as with anything, addiction to internet can send us down a spiral that turns us away from our true purpose of life. That is the remembrance and obedience and praise to Allah the Almighty. Now, Hazur Anwar says about modern technology and the need to draw close to Allah. During his address at the York University in Toronto on the 26th of October 2016, Hazur said, "Such technology has been developed that has the capability of wiping out nations from the map of the earth by pressing a button. Of course, I'm referring to the development of weapons of mass destruction, and that are capable of inflicting almost unmanageable horror, devastation, and destruction. Such weapons are being produced that have the potential to destroy not only civilization today, but also leave behind a legacy of misery for generations to come. In the world today, we witness double standards and hypocrisy at so many levels of society, and the resulting lack of peace is a cause of the utmost concern and grief for those people who sincerely feel the pain of humanity. As a leader of the Muslim community, it is this issue that concerns and worries me more than any other." Hazur Iqtas has mentioned time and time again that the positive influence of technology can be found through tabligh. At a time when certain groups within Islam are doing their utmost to defame and discredit its teaching, we are witnessing how Allah the Almighty is constantly opening new venues of tabligh for our Jamaat. Unquestionably, MTA is in itself playing a great role in spreading the true teaching of Islam to all parts of the world. I hope and pray that we are able to take full benefit of this great treasure of MTA that Allah has bestowed upon us, so that the message of true Islam shines brightly and comes to enlighten every home in the world. Then Hazur on another occasion mentions, there is no doubt that media plays a huge role in influencing public opinion. So the media should use this power responsibly as a force for good and as a force for peace. It should show the world what true Islam represents, rather than focusing on the merciless acts of a tiny minority. So you can see that by the grace and blessing of Allah, technology can have great benefits for us in the future as well. But it is about balancing the two, where sometimes we are not able to do so. So my message to all the Khuddam and Atfal is that be very conscious of the use of technology in your own lives, because rather than it having good in your lives, it can also destroy your lives. And it can create all kinds of issues and problems for you in the future and in your future relationships. May Allah enable you to understand the purpose of our creation, that is our relationship and our union with Allah the Almighty through supplication. And during this blessed month of Ramadan, we should be supplicating to Allah and asking Him for forgiveness and asking Him to help us to become better human beings, to be able to help society and to help other people on the right path and not be diverted ourselves. May Allah bless you all. And finally, I would like to say that we are very blessed that we as a Jamaat have the institution of Khilafat as a blessing of Allah to us. Therefore, we must not forget that we should pray for the good health and long life of Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen Ayyadullah ibn Aziz and his family, that may Allah continue to send His blessings on us through this great institution. May Allah bless you all.